and welcome to the weekly moon update. In these videos, we talk about the moon energy for the current week. In this week's case, we're talking about the last week of October and the beginning of November, October 28th through November 3rd. We have a Halloween week. We also have a new moon week, and we have two oracle decks that we're using today, the Samhain Oracle and the Halloween Oracle. So we've got extra cards to go through, lots to talk about, so let's just jump into it. So we had our last quarter moon last week. So that means that we're starting off this week with a waning crescent moon. And as you can see, the moon's going to continue to get dark throughout the week until we have our new moon technically on Friday. And then after the new moon, we'll have our waxing crescent moon. Okay, so we're starting off Monday with Virgo energy. So if there's anything that you need to get done this week, Monday is going to be a good time to do it because we've got that Virgo energy to hold on to. It's earth energy, it's organization, getting shit done, checking the things off of your to-do list, especially if this is going to end up being kind of like a playful week. The energy of this week has that feeling of kind of like the last day of school week where like you still have to be there, but nothing's actually getting done. Even though technically the holidays aren't till the end of the week, I recommend using the beginning of the week to get all of your shit done that you need to get done. Virgo is going to help you again get organized, check those things off of your to-do list. And then Libra is going to kind of like tie up all the loose ends, anything that you like forgot to do that you need to get taken care of really quick. So that the beginning of the week is like scrambling to like, or maybe even like do extra so that you can just like chill at the end of the week, especially with a decreasing moon. So we still kind of have a little bit of that first quarter energy on Monday, but it's just going to continue to get darker and darker throughout the week. So like we're going to have the most energy at the beginning of the week, and we also have the moon signs working for us at the beginning of the week. So get things done Monday, clean things up, tie up loose ends Wednesday. So we'll be in Virgo energy all day Monday, and then right around midnight we're moving into the Libra energy. And also we're going to have our moon meeting on Monday at 8:30 p.m. in Discord. So if you want to come and hang out and get ready for the next moon cycle, to get your to-do list made for the next moon cycle, fill out your new moon activities, that's going to be a good time to do it. So normally in the Just Phase Moon Planner, we recommend creating an ancestor altar. But I don't know, there was something that told me to kind of create an altar dedicated to like you and your goals and the things that you want to work on. The idea with this exercise is to figure out like what your blockages are that are preventing you from accomplishing your goals and dreams, and figuring out like what chakra those might be related to, and using the crystals that I recommend or the colors that I recommend to kind of help you maybe remove some of those blockages, and having that altar, creating an altar for you and your goals. There is still information. The Samhain information is on the last. There's if you still want to do an ancestor altar, there's also recommendations for deities or angels that you can use to create your Samhain altar. But those were on last month, and the autumn coloring page is there too. I haven't colored mine yet, so remember, if you color yours, post it in Discord. So I think the reason that why this creating a future you altar came into play, I think is because of the Mars retrograde that we're going to be having starting in December, but all the way into next year. And so Mars is going to be in Leo, which is focusing on the self. It's going to be in Leo until June of next year. So every all the actions that we're taking are going to be Leo generated, like self-expression, creativity, loyalty, regalness, leadership, like taking charge of your like everything that I always talk about of like being the priestess of your own world, being the king or the queen of your own world is kind of embodying the Mars in Leo, but also the Mars retrograde because it's really about this. Mars retrogrades are about the like internal reflection, like not necessarily movement and doing things. It's more of this like internal work. So Mars moves into Leo on November 3rd at the end of this week. So I think that like this time is going to be a really good time to just kind of, even if you don't create an entire altar, have something that represents you and like the person that you want to become, even if that's like an image of yourself. Sometimes I like to keep like a childhood picture of myself on my altar to remind myself of that innocence and to of that hopefulness and that and to remind myself that like that's the person that I'm trying to protect. And having something that just like represents you, something that you keep sacred and something that you take care of, like a visual representation of that, even if it's not a whole altar. And altars can be any altars can just be like your nightstand next to your bed. It doesn't have to be this big huge thing. So it just seems very significant. While Mars is direct for this month of November, is going to be a good time to kind of get ready for that Mars retrograde, December 6th. Okay, so Virgo energy all day Monday, just after midnight is when we will move into Libra energy on Tuesday. So Libra all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and most of Thursday too. We're not going to move into Scorpio energy until around lunchtime on Thursday, Halloween, which I don't know. I think it's so perfect. So like if by the middle of the day Thursday, you're probably gonna check out of work and just like totally be in that Halloween vibe. Don't forget also on Halloween is the Witching Hours podcast starting a little bit later at 9 p.m. for their Halloween episode, and I will be there talking about the moon for November. So the Scorpio energy puts us into that new moon energy. And then the moon is technically new at 8:46 a.m. Friday morning. So whatever your new moon plans are, Halloween's going to be a good time to do it. You also have all day November 1st and 2nd that will still like we're hanging out in Scorpio for quite some time. So if you're busy Halloween doing, stuff with the family or whatever, you're still going to have Friday and Saturday that we're in the Scorpio dark moon energy because we won't move into Sagittarius until early Sunday morning right after midnight. So do I even need to talk about like a Scorpio new moon? Scorpio new moons are just a really good time to like sit in the dark. All new moons are good for this, but a Scorpio moon especially. Sitting in that darkness and seeing what you find. It's the darkest nights and the darkest days when you're able to see that light and find that direction, which I think is really interesting that we always from Scorpio, we go to Sagittarius, which is literally the archer in that direction. So the Scorpio is like sitting in this energy, if there's any sign that like really embodies new moon energy, dark moon energy, it's Scorpio. Sitting in that darkness, allowing for that emptiness. And also being a water sign, we're able to use that water energy to cleanse and clear, but we're also able to use that water energy to kind of dive into those deeper realms, to see within that darkness, to reflect and to find clarity, even in the dark. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be this time where we're able to kind of sit in that darkness. And then Sunday is when you can kind of start to move around a little bit, start to find that direction and start to see like Where is your light? What are you feeling pushed towards by sitting in the emptiness? You're able, whatever that thing, that first thing is that you're like feeling the motivation or feeling inspired to like reach towards. What is that? Like, what is that? Sagittarius from pulls us from the darkness to the light and is like, what direction are you feeling pulled towards? I feel like this card is perfect for this week to remind ourselves that we can be play, we can have fun, we can even in the darkness, we can still play and have fun. So we have the trick or treat card, mischief and play, stalking and stomping, eyes shining and begging baskets, faces and bodies that are no longer ours, laughing skeletons and candy caskets. Trick or treating is such a fun thing to do, is it not? Yet why do we trick or treat? Ancient peoples understood that there were both mischievous and perhaps nasty spirits wandering around at nightfall on Halloween, as well as happier, more benevolent spirits. They thought that if they dressed as spirits themselves or other frightening creatures, that they would not be recognized as a human and attacked. The idea of causing a little chaos as one of these spirits was part of the imitation and the enjoyment of the night. The practice in medieval Britain was aptly called souling. Today, trick-or-treating is a huge event. We spend much time, money, and effort dressing up as our scariest creatures, and this has even extended to dressing up as our favorite celebrities and other pop culture idols. Instead of traditional candy apples and barmbrack, we give out a mind-boggling variety of candy. It matters not. The idea of frightening away death and darkness still stands. I believe that the modern trick-or-treating also unites communities by introducing our families and friends to those around us in a non-threatening and joyful way. Many of us do not know our neighbors, even those who live next door, and Halloween gives us an excuse to not be so reserved and extend our boundaries. Should you receive the trick-or-treat card in your divination, it may well be time to examine the role of play and mischief in your own life. You don't have to be a child to let go and have some playtime, and you can extend the fun to others. Sometimes we are afraid to make mistakes, and play is one way to alleviate the pressure that we sometimes place on ourselves to get everything perfect every time. Alternatively, it is worth knowing that there is a balance between manipulation and mischief. The former is not pleasant, and the other has, at its core, a sense of irreverent fun. Woohoo! So let's play this week. All right. So we also have a bat card. And you guys know I love my bats, even though they shit all over my house. But I was out there decorating for Halloween the other day, and man, oh man, does it smell. It's pretty bad. So the bats live on, we have fake shutters on all the windows of the house, and they live behind the shutters, and they've been living there for like years, like at least 3 years now, I think. So there's 3 years worth of all of their all of their poop just on the side of the shutters. And man, it's pretty smelly. So I can't open the front windows of the house anymore because originally they were only on one window and now they're on both of the upstairs windows. So I can't open those windows anymore. I do love them though. Okay, so let's see what this card says. Keywords are psychic development, hidden realms. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Many people believe bats to be blind, but they see using their ears to attune to vibrations and sense of things. Your intuition can see beyond your eyesight, picking up on things the rational mind can sometimes miss. There has also been a wonderful movement in the world to deepen intuition. Intuition isn't just about saying, my spirit guides told me. It's about genuinely trusting that the inner voice to guide you in the dark. You need space to go to the dark places so that you can put your inner knowing to the test. Doing your work is not about staying away from dark thoughts or bad feelings. It's about knowing how to pull yourself out of the darkness when you get there. It is about being able to walk through the dark without losing your light. You are being guided to tap into the hidden realms of your subconscious when Bat comes flying into your reading. It's time to peek into the dark caves and spaces. It's time for you to dig into your spirituality, facing the good, the bad, and the ugly. Bat advises you to stop trying and start allowing. Allow your intuition to guide you. Allow yourself to feel energy moving through you and your surroundings. Feel your vibrations you come into contact with and let that be your guide. Genuinely doing spiritual work isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it requires you to get deep and ugly, but above all, it requires you to be honest. Honesty means going into the dark rooms where you have tried to hide. So, the combination of these two cards together, the like play mischief and play with the bat card asking us to like go deep and dark. I think this is a kind of an invitation for some of us who are going to feel brave enough to maybe peer beyond the veil around the new moon or around Halloween, and to kind of explore your intuition, explore like what your gifts are. Try different things. Try scrying, try candle divination, try just meditating and sitting in the dark and seeing what comes up for you. The line that really jumped out at me was, doing your work is not about staying away from dark thoughts or bad feelings. It's about knowing how to pull yourself out of the darkness when you get there. I think that like really hit me pretty hard because I tend to like get stuck in the dark. And our chakra card is an earth star chakra. So going like deep, deep, deep within the earth. Soul memory. Find the balance and beauty in being present while drinking from the wisdom of the past. There is gold to be mined from what no longer is, and a precious nugget to be tilled from what is hidden. Sojourn in the deep, travel for a while back in time to receive the lessons still active for you. The greatest gifts await you when you give yourself permission to go back and within to retrieve them. You cannot live in your memory, but it is good and advised to visit. So the crystal they recommend is black kyanite, and the herb is myrrh resin. So I love that the crystal is very, black kyanite is a crystal that I recommend for working with during this time of year, because I feel like if there's any negative energies that are holding on to you, I feel like it just kind of sucks it out. But then our other crystal that's recommended for us is garnet, a calming, balancing, and stabilizing root chakra gem that pulls you back to center. It's a wonderful ally for grounding your dreams and manifesting your desires. Garnet also encourages commitment in love and service to yourself and others. It also sparks romance, love, and passion. The affirmation is, I am grounded. I manifest my heart's desires with passion. So I do kind of feel like all of these cards kind of go back to like the activity of creating the altar to yourself, creating an altar that's going to like create the most love and abundance for you in this lifetime. So I hope everyone has a happy Halloween this week. I hope that you're able to find time to play, not just in joyful, fun play, but also in intuitive and contacting the other side kind of way. I hope that you're able to stay grounded and centered, and I hope that you're able to set your intentions, create an altar to yourself, and to feel inspired to be honest and love and appreciate all of the different aspects of yourself, the dark and the light, and integrating them together and just allowing you to be you and to experience life, because that's why we came here. We have to stop being so hard on ourselves for making mistakes or the things that we've done in the past. Like, we were supposed to make those mistakes so that you can get to where you're going. So love yourself, take care of yourself, protect yourself, but allow yourself to play as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I can't wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon.